there, Lindsay here, the Frugal Crafter. Today we're going to make a card for Halloween. We're going to use some fun stamps by Indigo Blue from our sponsor TopFlightStamps.com. Top Flight Stamps finds the coolest stamps all over the world and brings them back to consumers here in the United States. I'm starting off by coloring this owl. Now I went ahead, and this is a tip, if you like to make cards to save you some time, go ahead and stamp a bunch of things out all at once on your favorite cardstock. And that way you can keep a basket of markers handy, like maybe when you're watching TV in the living room, or maybe you're sitting outside watching your kids play, you can get some coloring done. And when you're kind of in that mood to color, you might not be in the mood to make a card. So what I do is I just stamp a bunch of things out and then I get them all colored, and then I can cut them apart all at once. And I usually use my scan and cut machine for that. But it saves time, and it also saves a lot of supplies because you're not taking a full sheet of cardstock just for a couple items. I used several shades of brown here to color this owl, and I'm using some different colors by Spectrum Noir. I'm using both their Illustrator markers. They just came out with new Illustrator markers that have higher quality brush nibs. They have the Japanese foam rubbery style brush nibs that don't tend to fray. So I was excited to try those out, and I'm also using them with the other markers I already had by then because the ink's the same, they all work really well together. And actually alcohol markers will mix and match among brands and work just fine. I'm using different shades of green, yellow, orange, and red ink for my maple leaves here. We have a lot of maple trees in Maine and they turn all these gorgeous colors. And just basically trying to create some nice, richly colored images that I can use on my card later. I know, like with fall cards, it's really easy for everything to get kind of muted and brown. I just wanted to make sure that I had enough intensity with my images that they would be nice and bright after I colored them. You can see some of the cute little house mouse cards images that I'd already colored there too. So I'm putting it on my mat here so I can run this through my scan and cut machine and cut out these shapes. And I just cut out the leaves at one point. Now if you have a scan and cut machine or a Cricut or any electronic die cutter and you notice that your paper moves around on you and messes up your cuts, just taking a little bit of Scotch tape or clear transparent tape in the corners of your cardstock will make a huge difference in the quality of your cuts. I do that, and I'm still on the first mat that I got with my machine like 3 years ago, so it works out really well. And there you can see how well the image is cut out, and we're ready to start crafting our card. Oh, another tip I wanted to add, if you have a die cutter, if you just used a palette knife, which is just a knife artists use to mix paints with, you can scrape up the little debris and tiny die cuts from your mat without curling or bending them. And you can find those inexpensively at any art supply store, and they're a lot cheaper than the spatulas that the die cut companies sell to work with your machines, and they're basically the same thing. I found this really pretty Halloween paper. I've had it for a couple years, and I've done a few scrapbook layouts with it, and I believe it's by Bow Bunny, but I'm not 100% sure. You could use any music themed paper. You could ink it up with, or coffee or tea dye it, or just ink it up with a light colored ink if you want to age it. And I thought that would be a really nice background for my card here. But I don't think I would have thought to use it if I hadn't had it in a Halloween paper pack. So that's why I wanted to mention that. Now I'm using a couple different sets from Indigo Blue. The set I had a couple years ago, I've been using the last couple Halloweens, plus a new set, because I like to be able to get sets that will work with my older things. So when you can mix new and old things together, I think that's a good idea because it expands what your supplies will do. I also got these rub-ons from Top Flight Stamps, and I'm adding some of those into the background too. It's just going to give that musical paper a little bit more of a Halloween vibe. I think it's really fun when you're stamping to use your stamps in different ways. So, you can stamp some to color them detailed, but then you can also use stamps as background elements and just to give texture and pattern and design to either cardstock or scrapbook paper that's a little on the plain side. So look at your papers with new eyes and see if you could just maybe overlay some stamping and get a whole new kind of attitude or vibe from it. To make my stamping more cohesive and match together a little bit better, I am using the same ink pad I stamped with just to ink around the edges and create a frame. So if you're using a bunch of different images, that's an excellent way to get everything to work together. I'm adhering this panel down onto a 5x7 craft card base, and I like to adhere it down at this point because I'm going to be kind of gluing down all those little bits of paper, and I want to have something nice and sturdy to work on, so that's why I glued that down first. Now with the scan and cut machine, it cuts around your stamped images, but if there are areas in the middle that don't get cut out, they're gonna just be your white cardstock. I mean, there's a way to do it, but it's just a kind of a pain in the butt. So what I did was I took a marker, the same kind of tan color as the backing paper, and I just colored in any little white gaps that were in the background of the card. I hope that makes sense. I find that tip saves me so much time anytime I am die cutting something, or even hand cutting out something around the border, and then you've got that little bit on the inside that you can't really get with scissors or whatnot. Just find a marker or a colored pencil that matches your backing paper, color it in, you're good to go. I'm assembling the leaves and the owl together so I get an interesting composition. Now, something I didn't realize when I was coloring my owl that is so close to the background color, so I'm going to need to do some things to create a little distance between the owl and the background. One thing that I did was, besides layering the leaves, is I used a black colored pencil to kind of shade in around where the owl is going to be, and that drop shadow is just going to make him stand out a little bit more, because he is kind of the focus of the card, and he's such a pretty design that I wanted him to show up a little more. And I'm taking that same colored pencil and adding drop shadows to other elements, just so everything is a little bit more cohesive. So it adds a nice little bit of contrast and makes everything look like it goes together a little bit. I also felt that I needed my shadows to be a little bit more distinct, so I just went in with some darker brown and just added some shadows. I had a little bit of highlighting with a white colored pencil because that's always nice, and yeah, just kind of tweaked it quite a bit until I had it just the way I wanted. And then I thought, oh, I wish I had something else, and there was this cute crow stamp on one of the sets, so I decided to stamp that in the background, like he's kind of on a branch behind those leaves. And when you're stamping like over cardstock, you will have these little gaps. Just fill in any gaps where the stamp doesn't hit with a black marker, and you'll be good to go. And then as a final touch, I went through with some white gel pen and just highlighted some of the different areas, so like the beak on the crow and highlights in the eyes and that sort of thing. It just helps it pop a little bit. And if you want to make your card a little sparkly, you can use a glitter pen. I'm using a Wink of Stella pen in both gold for the leaves and clear on the owl to bring these focal elements towards the viewer a little bit and give them a little bit more prominence. That way they stand out from the background. I also added a little bit of blue colored pencil into the sky just to kind of push that back in my composition. I hope you enjoyed this project today. You can find the supplies linked down below. Visit our sponsor, topflatestamps.com, to find these stamps I used. Until next time, happy crafting!